All right, let's get into our next discussion now. The Lagos State Governor, Governor Akinwumi Ambode, is optimistic that the 6 kidnapped students of a model college in Epe will be released soon.
He said the safety and the security of the state will not be compromised. Maria Olashainde reports.
In the early hours of May the 25th, gunmen suspected to be militants invaded the Lagos State Model College, Epe, abducting 6 students.
And we've been getting good results.
But Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode expresses confidence that the students will soon regain freedom. He assures the parents and families of these students that he's working 24 hours with security agencies to make this a reality.
Obviously, I feel like a father and like a parent. I imagine what's going on with those parents. But I just want to assure everybody that we're on top of it. All the efforts that we're making, we cannot be putting it up on social media. It will jeopardize our efforts to recover these children. These are children that are just 14 years, 15 years. I cannot compromise their security just because I want to look good in the eyes of the public. And I want to just assure Lagosians, Lagos is safe. We're doing our best. The equipment that you talked about police, they're using them. I tell you, there are just about 33,000 policemen in Lagos State, as against 22 million people. So that's why, we decided to do this neighborhood safety corps, just to complement all the things that are doing. In the next few days, I believe strongly, I'm praying also, that these children will be back safely.
The Lagos State Governor also extends assurances to all residents of his state that Lagos is safe, disclosing that issues of safety and how to tackle the security challenges formed part of his discussions with acting President Yemi Osinbajo and the service chiefs.
The city must continually be safe for investment, must be continually be safe for its citizens. And if you're driving at an economy that you're thinking about creating a 24/7 economy.
For Governor Akinwumi Ambode, maintaining a safe state remains of paramount importance to him, and he believes his efforts in this direction over the past 2 years has largely been successful. If the state of security in Lagos presently were to be compared to what obtained in 2015. Maria Olashainde, TVC News, Abuja.
Very well, we've been following that development on the 6 boys kidnapped from Lagos Model College in Epe in May. And it's 32 days today that they are still in captivity. But the Nigerian police have vowed to bring all those involved in the abduction to book, promising that the boys will regain their freedom. But how soon is soon? That's the big question really.
There. Joining us in the studio is a security consultant, Mandu Obot. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me.
Now, let's have this understanding. We just heard the governor of Lagos State saying that, well, we don't have to, whatever we're doing, we can't put it out there for people to hear and all of that. It could jeopardize the rescue effort. But on the other hand, Nigerians would like to know, parents would like to know, what is government doing? How do we reconcile that difference between the people, what they need to know and what they don't need to know?
Okay, for us security professionals, there's a distinction between public information and classified information.
All right.
Classified information is used to tackle crimes and tackle investigations and all of that. And like the governor, the able governor of Lagos State has rightly said, there is some information that cannot be disclosed at this phase of that activity. But definitely the public should know and trust this regime, that the governor in all his might is very determined to keep Lagos safe. And as a result, we can see landmarks of activities that he has laid out. And the police setting right now in Lagos State is the best you can have. Right now, nobody is taking anything for granted. At this point in time, the discussion should move from what the government is doing onto what we are even doing to support and secure the other schools that are not yet at risk. What should parents do? What should communities do? Why should the Ministry of Education not set for the standard now to review who is given approval to run a school? In fact, at this point, security professionals are very, very concerned because we are all parents. So for now, the agenda should be a change in the schedules and activities towards running schools.
Okay, we'll go into all that in a jiffy and we'll take them one after the other. But the governor said that he's working 24 hours with the state police, and it's been 32 days. And that sounded like a lot of work, working 24 hours just to get these boys out, and 32 days after, they are still not out.
That's true.
What's going on?
That's true. In the city, in common discussion, ordinary parlance, one would be thinking about days. But for security professionals, we are thinking about the safety and security of those children. We're not going to go and storm any hideouts and shoot and then start killing people because we want to rescue kids. We're going to take it professionally. Right now, what the police is doing and what the government, the support the government is giving the police, primary task, like one would say, is that for Lagos State, we can't afford to miss one.
But would you have done that if, say, for instance, a very top politician was kidnapped? Would you have...
It's the same thing.
Oh, really?
It's the same thing. Because if you check the track records of Governor Ambode today, there is no discrimination. One soul in Lagos, one life in Lagos means the same thing. It doesn't matter who. So we've seen cleanups in Oshodi. Oshodi is not what it used to be. We've seen cleanups in Lawanson and Ojolegba. They're not what it used to be. We've seen streets lighted up. It's not just lighting up GRA. It's not just lighting up Ikoyi. He's working all across the nation. If you get into Epe today, it is changing. The story is changing. The amount of investment and development there is for the common people.
All right. So let's get back to what you are trying to, the point you are trying to make about getting the other schools saved. Yeah. How? Let's take them one after the other and mash out your point. Okay.
Now, I'll give you an instance. This has happened. What are the lessons learned? As of today, Ministry of Education should come up with a policy. By the time you're submitting a request for approval to establish a school, they should ask for your security consultant's review. Just like in accounting circles, they'll ask for your chartered accountant to sign your annual report. So there should be a security report attached to it, which will define what security status data mined from the crime statistics of the community. For instance, the level of crime in Ikoyi is different from the level of crime in Oshodi.
Okay. And so the type of crime.
And the type of crime. As a result of that, the school will now have an opportunity to be advised on what to put in place to mitigate or reduce the chances of that crime occurring. Nobody's doing that. As of today, why is the Ministry of Education not putting in something like compulsory? You must have somebody in charge of security within your school. Whether you call him a security teacher or a security, you have a lineup of staff. So you should have a CSO for the school.
Just like you have guidance and counseling
and all of that.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, why have the other schools not started putting up panic buttons such that these panic buttons have announcers, as in megaphones and all of that, that the child can press a button? It's not everybody they carry at once. Whoever has an opportunity to press a button will sound out an alarm all over the school. Wherever the security teams are, they will move in and know that there's an issue. Okay. But this is done, and quietly, silently, the next day they just realize that something had happened. When it's obviously too late.
All right, we understand that a model college in Badagry has received a threat letter that they will be coming to kidnap, just like they had in this case, and they succeeded. So what should be in place to prevent that kind of an occurrence in Badagry?
Right now, there are forensics. So has anybody analyzed the handwriting? Has anybody tried to check a source from how did the letter arrive? Who was the delivery agent? Was it sent by a courier? If the courier office has a CCTV, they will be able to review and check the time that the letter was received and find out the pictures of the persons that were attended to at customer care on that day.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be done. As we are sitting down today, now the school has received that threat. Has the school gone to review the setting of the school with the police authorities? Let them do a survey, a security survey of the environment of the school, and then advise them on what to put in place. Parents should also be involved, because it's not just you're thinking that because you've paid school fees, it's over. That's your child staying there. So there should be a PTA meeting on spot, and then from that PTA meeting, they should review the security statistics, the security status of that school, and then agree with the parents on what to put in place. An extra few naira to secure your child is not something that can be discounted. So we should not leave it to the schools alone. We parents should also be involved. Why is everybody not screaming about that threat as of now? Why is there a silence of the graveyard and everybody's just reading it in the newspapers and waiting to read the next story? We should all get involved, because it could be your child today, it could be another person's child tomorrow. So every child here matters.
But are the schools even doing enough in terms of security? Because if you go to some of those schools, all you see is one baba with one long stick as the security man, who also doubles as the gate man.
There is no legislation. Where there is no rule, you use what you can. And in fact, in the country today, most of the time you find out that people do not understand the value of security. How would you build a school that is worth over 50 million and you're paying somebody 5,000 naira to stand at the gate and he's a 70-year-old man?
Yes.
Now, what is the law
As
that
a way of
defines
cutting
exactly
costs.
what should happen? So there are no laws, there are no penalties, there are no sanctions.
All right, 32 days and counting, although we're rounding off now, but the point there is the issues of challenge. We know that the state governor has a lot of passion to bring all this to an end, but he does not have 100% control of security apparatus, because the federal government has everything from the police to the DSS and all of that. If it were the other way around, would it have been different?
No. Why I would say we are professionals. So at the end of the day, when something happens, protocol stops. For instance, if you are in a room and there is fire, everywhere is a door. If a window is open, you jump out. So as at this point in time, we cannot be discussing protocol. The governor will demand and get the support he has, and I know he has. The DSS, the police system, whatever agencies, the safety corps he has just created, are all interested in this. So it's not a situation that somebody will say, if I were in the state, under the state government, or if I were under the federal government, it's happening and you're working here, and your command is Lagos State Command, and you're working and living in Lagos State, it is your responsibility. The public is waiting on everybody.
You're the chief security officer, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it there.
Mandu Obot, security consultant, thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We were all smiles when we started, but you're not smiling now, really. But it's good to have you.